Welcome back to the channel, guys. Farm Sim Snowy here. So it is Saturday the 5th of February and we have some new mods today. Yes, on a Saturday. There is also an update to Calmsden Farms. There's quite a lot that's been changed and fixed, so I recommend you guys go and check out the mod hub description for the changelog there, because there's quite a long list there. Some of the mods out today are in front of us, so without further ado, let's go and check them out. So first up today on this Saturday is this pack, which is the Fella Grassland equipment. This is by Vertex Design, featuring Mad Max and Raftnix. So in this pack we've got a tedder, a couple of mowers and a couple of windrowers as well, which obviously we'll look at in more detail. So first of all, we've got the Sanos 8608DN. This is a tedder, so you will find this under tools and tedders. It's 16,600 to buy. Requires 95 horsepower to use it, 6 slots if you're on console. It is 8.6 meters wide and it will run at 11 miles per hour whilst using it. Do have a couple of options. Very cool looking mod though, like so. So equipment, at the minute we're on standard, then we can go lights are mounted. So what that will do is it will put lights on the bottom of those warning squares, and the same with the front as well. So it's either lights mounted or standard. Wheel setup, we've got standard, or we've got steering wheel mounted, so it puts that wheel on the front there by the PTO, and that is it. So that's the first one of that pack. Secondly, we've got a front mower, which is the Ramos 3060 FP, 70,000. That would be quite an expensive front mower. 17,260 to buy. Requires 75 horsepower to run, 4 slots if you're on console. It's 3 meters wide and it will run at 13 miles per hour. Again, very cool looking thing. It's a front mower, so it does what it does. Equipment, again, we've got standard or lights mounted. This will do the front, so you can just about see at the bottom of the warning squares there, it adds on a little light. Obviously it adds on the squares as well. That's all that does. That's going to cost you another 500. So that is that one. And then next we've got a side mower, which is the Ramos 3670 TLX, 22,330 to buy. That requires 95 horsepower to run, 5 slots if you're on console. It's 3.6 meters wide and that will also run at 13 miles per hour when you're using it. Whoa, that's a bit close. So there it is. Obviously when you fold that out, it will go out to the side of your tractor, hook it onto the rear of your tractor, just in case you're not aware. Again, equipment, we've got standard. If we go for lights mounted, it adds that warning square there. And obviously this, because it's on the rear of your tractor, this will only have the brake lights and normal lights, and obviously the indicator lights, like so. So again, standard or lights mounted. And then we have the first of the windrowers, which is the Joras 1502, 20,880 to buy. It requires 45 horsepower to run, 5 slots. It's 6.3 meters wide and it will run at 10 miles per hour. There is no options with this one, but it is very cool looking. Obviously when you unfold this, that rear arm there with the paddle board above it, that will sort of extend out and it will almost go sort of diagonal to this front one. And then you've got your little board there, little swath it all into. Pretty cool. There you go. And then we have a bigger windrower, which is the Joras 14055 Pro. This is 77,820 to buy. Requires 130 horsepower, 6 slots if you're on console. This is 14 meters wide and this will run at 11 miles per hour as well. All we've got as an option is the license plate, like so, but it is quite a huge beast and very cool looking. I do like the tyres on them. Yeah, they're T404s as well. Very smart. So there you go, that is the first one of this Saturday. That is the Fella Grassland pack, or Grassland equipment, sorry, by Vertex Design, featuring Mad Max and Raft Nix. And next up we've got this, which is the Fiatagri 180-90. This is by Pepe978 and FSI Group. This, I think we had on FS19, was quite a popular tractor. This is a medium tractor. You'll find this under vehicles and medium tractors. 33,500 base price. It is 180 horsepower. Can't change that up. Top speed of 24 miles per hour, and this will be 8 slots if you're on console. Very cool, older style looking tractor though. Do like that. That's going to fit in very nice on people's maps if they're looking for that sort of vibe. So the configuration, we've got standard rear mud guards, which basically just puts them a bit wider. Then you can have 450 kilogram front weight, so it adds that weight to the front, like so. Then we can go the front weight and rear mud guards. Then we can go 900 kilogram front weight. And again, we can keep that front weight and go rear mud guards as well. And then we've got the front linkage with the PTO as an option. And then we're back to standard. Wheel brands, we've got Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vederstein, Nokians, and back to Trelleborgs. In Trelleborg, we've got standard, wide tyres, wide 2, narrow, rear twins, twin wheels, variable rear track, which changes the inner of the wheel, and then variable total, so it does the rear and the front. If you look at the front wheel, that slightly changes, like so. Then we've got variable rear and wide tyres, variable total and wide tyres, big XL tyres, and then back to standard. Trelleborg's the one with the most configurations. So Michelin, we've got standard, wide tyres, narrows, rear twins, twins, and back to standard. Continental, we've got standard, wide, narrows, rear twins, twins, and back to standard. Mitas, we've got standard, rear twins, twins, and standard. BKT, we've got wide tyres 2, rear twins, twins, and then back to the wides. Vederstein, we've got standard, wide tyres, narrow tyres, rear twins, twin wheels, and back to standard. And then in Nokians, we've got standard, wide tyres, communal, and back to standard. Look at the tread on that. That looks a bit evil. So that is Nokians, and then we're back to Trelleborg. Design, we are on standard. We can have hydraulic pistons. That's going to do the rear 3-point hitch. So if I go back to standard, as you can see, it adds those hydraulic pistons. Then we can have forestry, which puts the cage over the top and across and down onto the front grille. And then we're back to standard again. Beacon lights, we've got standard, single beacon, double beacon, or back to standard. Front loader, we're already on stole, or you can have the quickie, and that is it. So you do have to have the front loader there as an option. Obviously you don't have to use it if you don't want to. And then engine setup, obviously it doesn't change the horsepower, it will change the exhaust. So at the minute we're on the short pre-filter, so if you look at the bonnet or the hood, we can have a long pre-filter, short pre-filter and pipe, and then short pre-filter, and that's it for those. And then we can have a license plate as well if you want to. So that is the Fiatagri 180-90 by Pepe978 and FSI Group. And then the last one for today is this, which is the Claas Tractors pack. or package, sorry. This is by Schnibbl Modding. And as you can see, it's a pack of 4 tractors, and we've got 2 front loaders as well, which we'll go through in a little bit more detail. Now these are all base game tractors, just with a few extra configurations on them, so we'll sort of look at them. I won't go through all of the wheel brands on everything, because a lot of them are similar, and some of the other configurations are pretty much the same across the 4 tractors as well. But first of all, we've got the Axion 660-610. This is a small tractor, so find this one under vehicles and small tractors. 120 grand base price, obviously varying horsepower, which we'll look at. Top speed of 31 miles per hour. This is 18 slots if you're on console. So there's your configuration. Cool looking tractor. It does pretty much look the same, obviously, as the base game one. Like I say, we can just change up a few different things. As far as I can see on this one, the only thing that is different that we can change up is the beacon lights and the main colour. Because I think you do get a front loader option on the base one. So wheel brands, like I say, I won't go too in depth on these because they are pretty similar. We've got Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokians, and back to Trelleborg. In Trelleborg, we've got standard, wheel weights, wides, wide and weights, narrow, rear twins, twin wheels, and back to standard. And in Michelin, it's kind of same sort of thing going across, like so. As you can see, we do get that vibe, so I won't bother with all of them. I will go to Nokians because normally they're a little bit different. So we've got wide tyres there, wide tyres 2, communal, and back to wides again. Beacon lights, we've got none at the minute. We've got left, right, or left and right. Those are the sort of more modern beacons as well. On the base game ones, you've just got the standard dome ones on there. I think there's both of them on there. You can't change that, so that is an extra option on here. Front loader attacher, we've got no, or the Claas one. There's no other options. And then the engine setup, we've got the 610, which is 145 horsepower. Then we can go 165 horsepower, 185 horsepower, 205 horsepower, and back to 145. And again, the colours are all the same across the 4, so I'll show you all of the colours on this one, and then I won't worry on the next one. So we can change the main colour. At the minute we're on Claas green. We can change to wine red, which I quite like that. That's a nice red, that. We've got fur green, black, white, communal, which I like that as well. Grey, not so keen on that, but I do like this next grey, glossy grey. I don't know why, I quite like that. And then right at the end, down the bottom, we've got beige, like so. Rim colour is going to be either red, black, grey. We've got that glossy grey, white, or beige again. And then we've got a license plate option as well if you want to. You can open the doors and rear window on these, all of these. So all 4 tractors, you can open the window and the door. And I forgot to mention on the previous tractor, the Fiatagri, you can open the door as an animation as well on that one. So that's the first tractor. This is the Axion 870 to 800. This is a medium tractor, so you'll find this under vehicles and medium tractors. 185,000 base price. It's got a top speed of 31 miles per hour and 16 slots if you're on console. So again, we've got same wheel brands: Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokians. I won't go through all of them. We do have a design option, so we've got EU at the minute. We can change that to US. So it sort of changes the fenders. The roof changes as well, gives you the sunroof, and the lights at the top slightly change as well. I don't think anything really changes on the front. Oh, just the lights there, like the side signals, indicators, they change. Beacon lights, again, we've got the option of left, right, left and right, and then none. Warning signs are going to be on the back, like so. So yes or no. If you have that on EU, you'll have the squares, warning squares. So depending on what you've got as the design, that is what you can have for your warning signs. Engine setup, we've got the 800, which is 205 horsepower. Then we can change that to 215, 235, 264 horsepower, 295, and then we're back to 205. And again, the main colours are all the same as what I showed you, and the same for the rim colours. And we've got a license plate on this one as well. So that is that. The next two that I'm going to show you are both large tractors. So you'll find these two in vehicles and large tractors. We've got the Axion 960 to 920. That's 279,000 base price. Top speed of 31 miles per hour. And this one will be 17 slots if you're on console. Again, we've got the usual suspects with the wheel brand and setups. Beacon lights, again, is going to be exactly the same. Front loader, we've got no or quickie. There's no other options. I think this is an extra option compared to the base game one. I don't think you get the option of a front loader on there. And obviously the beacon lights as well. Engine setup, we've got the 920, which is 325 horsepower. You can change that to 355, 385, 410 horsepower, 445 horsepower, and then back to the 325. And again, the colours are all the same, and we can put a license plate on that one as well. And then we've got the Axion 960 to 930 Terra Track. This is 355,000 base price. Top speed of 24 miles per hour. It's 16 slots if you're on console. And again, we've got the same thing. Obviously, if you change the wheel brand and setup, it is only going to do the front tyres. You cannot change the tracks at the back. They are what they are. So I'll just show you as an example. So Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vedestein, Nokians, back to Trelleborg. I will show you these because there's not many options. So in Trelleborg, we've got standard, wide tyres, and that's it. Same for Michelin, standard and wides. Continental, you can't change. Mitas is the same, standard or wide. BKT again, standard or wide. Vedestein, standard or wide, you guessed it. And then Nokians, you can't change at all, they're just set on standard. So that is only going to change the front tyres, like I say. Beacon lights, exactly the same, left, right, both, none. Front loader, again, is going to be quickie or no. And again, that is an extra option than the base game one. And then we've got the horsepower. So we're on 355 horsepower. We can go 445, and that is it. So only two options there. And then the main colours are all going to be the same. And you've got a license plate option as well. So that is the tractors. And then we have the Claas front loader, which is the FL140. 9,500 to buy. It's 2 slots if you're on console. And let me come back and in again because the menu's playing up. We can change the main colour, so it's going to be all those colours again, so you can match it up to whatever your tractor is. So if you've got the communal one, you can change this to that as well, which is pretty cool. And then we've got the quickie front loader, which is the Q8M. That is 16,500 to buy. 3 slots on console. And we can change this as well. The main colour is going to be those colours again. So they've got the beige. And the design colour is going to do those 2 strips on the top, like that. So very smart. And that is it. That is the mods for this Saturday. So that was the Claas Tractors package by Schnibbl Modding. Hope you have all enjoyed the mod review and the surprise of having some on a Saturday, and I hope you're having a lovely weekend and you continue to have a lovely weekend. If you have enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. And don't forget to smash that bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.